All right, everybody. Hey, first of all, I just want to thank you all for dialing in. Much appreciated for taking the time out on this beautiful Sunday evening to join me and just kind of hear some of the things I have to say. I promise you, you walk away with this from this webinar with a good amount of information and hopefully a decent amount of motivation to get your career going in IT, right? Because I assume that's what we're here for. All right. So we are here to discuss the exact five-step system to help beginners break into cybersecurity and IT for that matter and land a $100,000 role with a degree. All right. Now, this works if you have zero tech background, no computer science, and no prior IT experience. Okay. If you don't know, my name is Paul Eliakin. I'm founder of pjcourses.com. I have over 20 years experience in IT, about 6 years in cybersecurity, more specifically, about 8,000 people. And get people $100,000 career changing lives is what I do. And been doing it pretty well since 2016. All right. So, quick question before we get started, guys. I want y'all to really think about this, okay? Because it's important that we understand what problem we're trying to solve, right? So, I want you guys to think, how is your life going to actually change if you are earning over $100,000 a year, right? I'm not talking about 5 years from now. I'm talking about if everything goes, and I'm not talking about if everything goes perfectly well, right? In the next 12 months, on a plan you start building tonight, right? What will that income do for your family? What's what would that do for your stress level every time a bill comes in? And for the person you see in the mirror for yourself, what would that change in lifestyle do for you? I see a number right now. What income level actually change things for you? I want you to have a good idea of who I'm talking to. Oh, yeah, it's not that many people, so you on mic too, feel free, or you can just put in the chat. Throw your arrows, I always say. Okay, everybody's shy. Okay, all right, all right. Last call. Better claim it. Okay, 85. Okay. All right, all right. That's pretty modest, in my opinion, but that's good. It's definitely achievable. Thank you for sharing that. All right. And now I also want to mention what would happen if you could make that money on your own terms, folks, right? Not working nights and weekend, right? To piece together extra income overtime. You're not grinding that overtime hours, right? For a bonus that disappears with taxes, right? Standard 40 hours a week from your home office or anywhere you choose for that matter, right? With job security that doesn't disappear with the economy, right? That's what we're here to talk about. It's important that we put things in the right frame, right? Before I really get down to the meat of this webinar, folks. So bear with me and listen along. Um, and I also want to also state that there is a gap in cybersecurity. There's a demand, right? That most people have no idea exists. Credible references, IC squared backs this data up. There's 10.2 million professional needs in the world, right? 5.5 exist today, 4.7 are still missing. All right. In the US alone, there's almost a 500,000 positions that are open, sitting on field. Whether it's advertised or not, they are sitting out there. So there is still a demand, despite what rumors may be out there. There's still a huge, major demand for cybersecurity professionals. And companies are not just hiring, they're desperate for qualified people. Keyword is qualified here, right? Do you actually know what you're doing, right? We're talking about government agency at every level, local, state, federal, financial institution, banks, insurance firms, investment companies, healthcare systems, defense contractors, technology companies building and defending cloud platforms, right? Every sector that touches sensitive data, which is pretty much every sector there is, they're scrambling right now for competent cybersecurity professionals with the right skills. Okay, here's another just a quick pool, right, of salaries that you'll see out there for cybersecurity professionals. And this is just a number for entry-level professionals with no prior cybersecurity job titles. Okay, this is all verifiable. You can Google it and check it out for yourself. All right. What I'm trying to basically say is the opportunity is massive, right, folks? And almost nobody knows how to break in, not because the information doesn't exist. In fact, there's more information out there than ever, right? And it's scattered. It's contradictory. Nobody gives you a clear sequence. Most people trying to break in are stuck in one of these three loops. They're either stuck in the certification loop, right? Or you're where you're just trying to get one cert after another, after another, after another. Self-study loop where you're watching tutorials that never connect with a real plan. Or you're in the application loop where you're clicking apply, 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 and you're getting upset that nobody's giving you a call back. You make a mean, an angry link post out frustration, right? I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I get it. It's a loop sometimes if you don't know where you're going and you don't have a roadmap. So while most people waste months and thousands of dollars spending money on certs, getting rejected over and over again, they're feeling like cybersecurity is real for other people, but not quite for someone like themselves. All right. But I'm here to tell you guys there's a small group of people doing something completely different, and it's been effective, right? I'm not talking about spending more money on courses, looking for something that hoping you get something that finds, right? We're not mass applying, clicking away, right? 100 applications a day, right? It's just a matter of making a decision that changes everything. Stop collecting information and start following a specific proven system. This is a five-step roadmap that does four things that most training places never does, right? We're going to tell you exactly what to learn, in what order, for which specific jobs. I'm going to give you a way to build real hands-on experience before you have the title of cybersecurity analyst, right? I'm using air quotes on purpose. I'm going to show you how to connect with people that are doing the hiring through relationships, not applications. And I'm going to show you how to walk into an interview with evidence that you can do the work. All right. And by the way, you don't have to have a computer science degree. Is it helpful? Sure. But you don't have to have one to get into cyber. You don't have to spend years working in IT, right, before transitioning to cybersecurity, despite what a lot of people say out there. And you don't need to know how to code. I, for one, can tell you I don't know how to code, right? And I've been in this industry for a long time. You don't need to know how to hack, right? And you don't need to understand advanced technical concepts first. And you certainly don't need to spend about $15 to $30 for a boot camp that teaches you theory, but not how to get hired. Okay. Instead, this concept is going to show you guys how to start with zero tech knowledge and still have a six-figure cybersecurity role. I'm going to show you how to follow a step-by-step path that always shows you what to do next, right? No guesswork, right? We're going to show you how to build real, verifiable, hands-on experience before you ever have to have the job title. All right. And all the while, right, we're working a standard Monday through Friday, 40-hour schedule, no overtime, no call, no night calls, no weekend emergencies, right? Operating from your laptop from home, no commute, no dress code, right? You can wear shorts to your meetings, right? No 6 a.m. alarm in the traffic. Being fully present with your family, that's important. You get some time back every single day, okay? Just like Kenley. Kenley's one of my mentees. He had a Security Plus and couldn't get interviews. He studied, he passed, he applied, did months of silence, no callbacks, no interviews. He used our roadmap and gained some hands-on experience, missing from his resume, walked in the next interview with proof that he could do the work. And guess what? He landed the dream job he was looking for, right? And Faith, way back, right? Another one of my mentees. She had no tech background, no certification, no IT experience, no related degree. She was a complete beginner. The program introduced her to the industry from the ground up and gave her a deep understanding of what tools, techniques, and professional skills she needed to succeed. And now she's out there balling, right? I know this might sound too good to be true, guys. So let me address that directly. You're smart, right? You've probably seen programs that make big promises and underdeliver. And I'm not asking you to trust me on blind faith either, right? I'm not asking you to take my word for anything. All I'm asking is that you stay with me and let me show you the evidence, okay? Then you decide for yourself whether this is real. And no, by the way, this is not a sales call. I am going to be giving you guys real, actual information. So for the next 60 minutes, I need your undivided attention. I'm asking that, don't give me partial attention, right? If you're cooking, pause the cooking. All right. If you're doing dishes, pause it. I need your undivided attention for the next hour because this is going to be life changing. In exchange, I'm going to prove to you that this system is real, right? We're not going to hide behind a wall. And and I'm going to walk you through every step, right, with enough detail so you can see exactly how and why it produces the results that I just pretty much explained. And tonight, guys, I want to make sure that everyone have clarity. So I've booked a good amount of time for this call just to show you that breaking into this field is definitely achievable. Okay, and you don't have to study for years. Okay, I'm going to reveal the big lie cybersecurity training programs are telling you. It's costing people months of wasted time and thousands of dollars every year. And this has nothing to do with how many certifications you've collected, right? The thing they tell you that you need most is actually the thing keeping you stuck. I'm going to show you exactly what that is and why programs keep teaching it and what the alternative looks like when it actually works. Okay, and how to position yourself right now in 2026, folks. Before this window gets more competitive, before entry-level roles starts requiring more and more to get in the door, before the hiring crisis shifts and companies raise their baseline requirements higher, the supply-demand gap is at its wildest point right now. That makes 2026, in my opinion, really the best time to make this move. And tonight, I'm going to give you guys that roadmap. Okay. It's important that you decide for yourself, right? Whether this roadmap is the real deal, um, whether the opportunity is right for you, right? Whether tonight's the night you make a different decision, right, than the one you've already been making. And this is not, again, this is not a sales call. This is not a pressure you call. I'm here to give you the information, show you the evidence, and let you choose. So you're in complete control. All right. But first, I got a quick question for everyone in the room. How many of you are genuinely actually looking for a $100,000 cybersecurity career?
Me.
Give me some emoji. All right, we got one. All right, two. All right, I'm just trying to see who I'm speaking to today. All right, we got Diamond. We got Gerald. All right, so everybody here is just kind of spectating, just looking. Okay, okay. All right. All right, Gerald and Diamond, I guess you got y'all two are getting the VIP special. So I'm gonna direct my attention to you both as I kind of run through this. Now, if you could do it without needing a computer degree, a computer science degree, without needing years of IT experience to qualify, right? I want you to drop a yes in the chat because that's exactly if that's what you came here for. I want to know who's looking to do it without a degree, without those certs. Who wants to go outside the box? And who's willing to also do it within 9 to 12 months? It takes time to cook. Okay. All right. Let's talk about what's happening in the industry right now and why 2026, I believe, is the most important year to make your move. Okay. Before the roadmap, here's something I want you guys to understand that a lot of programs are not really telling you, right? Most cybersecurity content online focuses on what's skills to learn. Almost none explain why the market is structured the way it is and why someone starting today has advantages that even people who started 5 years ago did not have, right? It's important that you understand the market and what separates the people who get hired quickly from people who try for years and never get there, okay? I've been in this field for 20 years, guys, right? Through the dot-com, the cloud mobile, Y2K, right? The sky's falling eras, right? And one thing I want to first address is AI. Over the cybersecurity job? The answer is no. People that are saying that are completely wrong, right? It's actually creating an entirely new category of cybersecurity work that didn't exist 5 years ago today. Every company deploying AI, I'm sorry, as a brand new problem, right? New risk, new compliance obligation, new audit requirements. Every one of those need a qualified human to manage it, right? So if it needs governance, guess what? The humans have to do it, and that's us, the cybersecurity professionals. And here's what AI is actually doing to cybersecurity in the job market right now. Excuse me. Look, these AI systems, they must be secured against adversarial attacks and data poisoning, okay? They must be audited regularly to confirm they operate within compliance boundaries. They create new attack surfaces organizations need human experts to protect. You can't have AI being a cybersecurity for AI, right? That's how the Terminator happened, I think, right? The federal government now requires AI risk management practices across all agencies. In fact, I have a course on that on our website that tells you exactly how that framework works. AI is not a threat to this career. Okay, guys? AI is the reason this career is more important than ever. Just like cloud system, we got out of that FedRAMP. All right, that was a boom for us, right? So we're always going to be there as long as security is needed. All right. All right. So numbers don't lie, right? Where do we stand? Again, 4.8 unfilled positions. All right. You can see here, guys, 470,000 in the US alone. All right. I mean, we can go through this all day. You guys can see the numbers here. It's all backed up by CyberSec, US Bureau of Labor Statistics, ISC squared. Feel free to Google it yourself if you got the numbers. One of the most recession-resistant careers in American history today, um, cybersecurity. Take the 2008 financial crisis. Cyber spending increased as companies tightened digital security. COVID-19 and remote work explosion. Guess what happened? You need cyber. They're hiring, cyber hiring accelerated dramatically because they really lack remote work, right? Flat necks, right? 2022, 2023 tech layoffs. Security roles were largely protected while other departments were cut, right? Companies are legally required to maintain security compliance, whether the economy is growing or contracted, right? For people who need stability above all else, this field is where to be. All right. Inflation erodes most salaries. Cyber pay keeps climbing, guys. All right. The median US cybersecurity salary is 112K. Entry level GRC roles are, you can get 75 easy. You can get as much as 95. I've seen it go even higher. All right. The US government is in billions, and that means thousands of new jobs, guys. Yes, even with this administration, 2025 federal budget was $13 billion. That's an upquest from $11.3 billion in 2023. Right? The National Cybersecurity Strategy requires all agencies to modernize by 2026. That timeline is creating immediate demand for GRC analysts, ISOs, compliance specialists. All right. Contractors are still hiring. You don't believe me? Look up the job boards, right? They are still there. Okay. Under one employment are in cyber. And think about what that means. Qualified candidates aren't competing for jobs. Employers are competing for candidates. As long as you are positioning yourself properly, which is what we're going to talk about. You're not hoping to get picked. You're choosing which offer you accept. Again, as long as you have the right strategy in place. Okay. So what does all of this mean for someone in this room tonight? Specifically, Diamond and Gerald, right? It means demand is not slowing. It's accelerating faster than schools can produce graduates, right? And let's not even talk about what the schools are teaching you, right? I have a master's in cyber, didn't learn much, right? I increased my aptitude for learning, but I digress. AI is making this field bigger. We've learned that. Federal mandates are creating thousands of new entries, right? And you're not one of the tens of thousands of people competing for one position. There are almost 500,000 more open roles for people to fill. All right. The only thing really between you and those positions is a clear roadmap that gives and also something that gives you a good strategy and having the commitment to follow it. And tonight I'm going to give you guys both. Okay. And if you're currently stuck in a job that doesn't pay you what you're worth for a salary that never seems to be enough, watching people with less drive and less ambition somehow earn more and advance faster, right? If you're feeling like you've tried to change careers before and part of you wonders if this time is different, okay, then you're probably carrying something most people never talk about. That constant low level pressure that never fully goes away, that awareness that time is passing by and you're getting older and things haven't changed the way you planned by now, right? Feeling of potential sitting inside of you that your current situation won't let you express. I get it, right? You're wondering if you're already too far behind to start something new. You're questioning whether the window is closing or has the window already closed for someone your age at your stage, right? You compare yourself to people online. You compare yourself to family members, right? Who seem to have it all figured out, wondering what they have and you don't. And the answer is not that they're smarter or more talented. The answer is that they either knew somebody or they had a roadmap. Somebody on the inside, excuse me, that just hooked them up, or they had a roadmap that you just haven't had yet till tonight, folks. All right. So I just want to say you're not too late, right? The field doesn't care how old you are, where you went to school, or what industry you've been in. It cares whether you have the right skills and the right proof and the right connections. All three can be built in 9 to 12 months, folks, right? Not 6 weeks. I've seen programs do 6 weeks. I'm sorry to say it, this is not it, right? It takes time to bake. 9 to 12 months by anyone in this room who commits to the roadmap that I'm about to show you all, right? The only question you need to ask yourself is to keep doing what you've been doing, or whether tonight's the night you're actually going to make a different choice. All right. Let's see let's kind of take a look at what people tried that does not work. Okay. And you'll understand why the one that I'm going to show you actually is. All right. People hear Security Plus is the key to breaking in, so they study and they pay the 500 exam fee. Then they pass, right? Then they add to their LinkedIn and make a post. Everybody likes it, and then they wait and wait and wait. No callbacks, no interviews, right? I don't know if this sounds familiar to anybody, right? This is exactly what happened to one of my students before they found out. Come and join us and got a hold of our system. All right. Certifications proves only one thing. I like certs. We have certification courses, but it proves that you studied for an exam. It doesn't prove that you can respond to a live security incident under pressure, write a compliant SSP from scratch. It doesn't prove that you can use Splunk or Nessus or Wireshark or things like that. And employers, I'm sorry to say, are not paying for proof. They're paying for proof that you study, excuse me. They're paying for proof that you can do the job because that's what they need, right? Hours of YouTube tutorials and watching all types of topics, going on Reddit, right? Pointing in 12 different directions at once, right? Free courses, right? Without connecting them to actual job profile, right? That does not help, right? The problem isn't your effort, guys. Is that none of it is sequenced toward a specific outcome. You're not focused, right? This is the point I'm trying to get to you all, right? You can spend 500 hours and still can't answer the question time an employee asks. What can you actually do? All right. This is the promise with this system, 12 to 24 weeks, and you'll be career ready, right? And then the reality with these boot camps, excuse me, they promise it 12 to 24 weeks, you'll be ready, right? Give us 12 to 24 weeks, excuse me. $15,000 to $30,000 upfront for a curriculum built around theories, fake systems, right? Most boot camps, they teach what cybersecurity is. Very few teach you how to actually get hired. All right, they give you the vocabulary, the concepts. So they even give you a certificate that they print out and created. What they don't give you is verifiable hands-on experience, relationship with recruiters, and a complete hiring system attached to the end of it. Okay. The real problem with all three paths, none of them teach you how to actually get hired, right? They all teach you the same information. They don't teach you the system that turns the information into a job offer. And that system has three components. All right. So here we go. If you don't have notes, if you have a pen, keyboard, I suggest you take notes or do a screenshot, right? The three components: skills in the right specialization, right? Built in the right order for the role you're targeting. Specialized. Verifiable proof of hands-on competency. Work you can show and describe in an interview. Relation with people in the hiring, right? Start making those relationships, not clicking these random apply buttons. Without all three, you can be the most knowledgeable person on paper and still never get a call back. And I know how those paths feel because I've walked them myself, guys. I have my undergrad degree in neurobiology, physiology, right? Not computer science. I used that degree to bartend for years, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Eventually, I earned my master's in cybersecurity, right? And landed my first role as an ISO at the USDA, right? I showed up confident, but I was completely unprepared. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I walked in, 5 people leaving my position, and they wanted me to take over. That was fun, right? Nothing my graduate program taught me prepared me for the job, right, required on day one. It took years and real stress, mistakes, and missed opportunities to build a competency that I needed. All right, 20 years in the field, 8,000 students trained, right? But I started with a neurobiology degree, then a master's in cyber. 20 years as an active cybersecurity professionals, including federal ISO's roles. I started teaching for free in my living room when I realized that this is it. This is what I was stressing over, right? I started teaching people in my living room for free because I was so adamant about showing them the way. Okay. Um, 8,000 plus learners on Udemy, right? 4.6 star average across 2,400 ratings. All right, guys. So I have one of the highest rated courses. I created the first rollout of risk management framework, right? Which is a governance and cybersecurity, right? 37 Google review about us, PJ courses about people that we help get careers. And every single one of them are 5 stars. You can check us out, Reddit, wherever. We don't have a bad reputation because we actually know what we do, right? We're very good at it. All right. In 2015, I started teaching cybersecurity again in my living room, right? The first session, I had 25 people. I'm sorry to say, those 25 turned to 10 and 10 turned to 1. And I got that one person a job in cybersecurity because they followed my leadership. And that single result told me everything that I needed to know, right? The problem was never that people can't learn in this field. It was that nobody ever gave them a complete roadmap from zero to hired, right? Um, so I built the destination into the roadmap itself, right? Over the next 11 years, it's helped over 8,000 people find their way. All right. So I asked a question that changed everything, guys. What if instead of teaching more information, what if we built a complete career system, a roadmap with a clear sequence, real hands-on experience, built from the start, a hiring system attached to the end, so training leads directly to an offer. I started asking what would happen to people's results if the training was designed to produce a higher professional and not just a more educated one, right? I spent years building that answer, and that answer is what I'm sharing with you all tonight. All right. So it's evolved to the 5-step career system, all right, to help folks break into cyber, right, without a degree, without years of prior IT experience, or a very expensive boot camp. This is going to be something that you can do on your own. Power to the people, right? And the fundamental difference is we're not just teaching you cybersecurity, we're building you into a cyber professional. Every course, lab, project, and session is sequenced towards job title that you're targeting. You always know exactly what to learn next and exactly why. The skill you build tie directly to what employers in your track look for in an interview. The hiring system built into step 5 of this roadmap, make sure that your training doesn't end in an online course. It ends in an actual job offer, right? We're trying to get to the end zone. So it's important that you guys understand that this roadmap looks at what a hiring manager wants, right? I know the question they ask and the answers that make them lean forward. I know I know what proof of competence looks like, okay, versus theoretical knowledge, right? This roadmap is built backwards from that knowledge, and it starts with a job you want and builds every step to get you there as efficiently as possible. All right. What background should you have to really start a career in cyber, guys? You could be a healthcare worker. I've had those type of students. People from the military, we've helped those as well. Working in retail, we got you. Doesn't matter what type of retail, right? Customer service, teachers, we've had several teachers, accountant, finance, anyone who tried IT help desk, we can definitely help you, right? If you're already in IT, you want to get into cyber, make more money, and got discouraged, this roadmap is for you as well. All right. And I want to be very honest about who this is not for. If you look for that magic button without putting in effort or commitment, this is not a roadmap for you guys, right? I can give you all the directions, right? I could take you to the water, but I can't dunk your head in the water because you might drown, right? You have to take some effort. You have to be willing to follow a proven plan, even when it gets challenging, right? People who want to consume information without ever applying that information. Right? If you're not ready to invest real time into a career that pays you back for life and possibly change the trajectory of your descendants, then this is not for you, right? People who follow the system get hired. People who dabble don't. And that's been true for the past 11 years, guys. All right. So, what are these roadmap? All right. This is a high level review of what it is. The first thing you want to do is build your foundation and choose your path, right? You want to take month 1 to month 2 to do that. Month 3 and 5, you want to earn the one cert that actually opens doors, right? Get you through HR. Month 4 through 7, build hands-on confidence. Month 6 to 10, you want to gain real experience and grow your network. And in the last few months, target and land the role you deserve. Okay? So their sequence, I'm going to be month 1 and 2, build your foundation, choose your path. Before you specialize, you need to speak the language of the field. Foundation is not optional, right? It's the base layer everything is built on. Without it, you hit walls in every later step. With it, you move through the roadmap with confidence and clarity, okay? Foundation covers 3 areas, folks, all right? You want to look into network fundamentals, how devices communicate. How does the internet work, right? TCP/IP, DNS, how packets move, subnet and basics, right? Without this, you can't understand how attack or defenses work, right? You need to learn your operating system, right? Windows and Linux. Enterprise run on Windows. Security tools largely run on Linux. You need working knowledge of both, right? Core security concept, the CIA triad, defense in depth, least privilege, risk management, threat modeling. These underlie every role in every specialization. Am I asking you to master these? Absolutely not. But learn them, be familiar. Familiarity, not memorizing. Please don't memorize, but learn them, okay? Then you make the most important decision in this process, your specialization. Do not, I repeat, do not, I wish some of y'all on camera so I could look at your eyes. Do not move forward without specializing, folks, right? That's been the biggest fallback for a lot of people. Pick your lane, right? You've gotten your foundation down. Pick your lane. Do you want to do security engineering? This is where you're designing and defending the systems, right? You're building firewalls, managing firewalls, SIM tools, right? More tech. This is more technical, and it has a higher ceiling of pay, right? It's best for those that like hands-on problem solvers, people that like to tinker, right? That's engineering. And then you have GRC, governance, risk, compliance. This is the documentation side of cybersecurity. We work with policy, risk, compliance documents. We work with different framework like NIST, FISMA, HIPAA. It's the most beginner friendly, right? No code learning needed. You don't need code for security engineering either, right? Direct pipeline to federal roles because it's a huge demand there. Pen test. This is the offensive security, as I like to call it, the Hollywood cybersecurity, right? Where they're trying to hack into the elevator and the guy on the keyboard types really fast. It's like I hacked into it and it's like 30 seconds later. That's not reality. But it's the idea of what they do, right? Pen testers will come to the organization, they break in, and they tell you exactly how they did it, so a real hacker doesn't do it and own you. All right? Pick your lane, right? The biggest mistake in step 1 is trying to learn all 3 paths at once. I've seen people go from GRC, and the next month they say, "Oh, I'm learning hacking." I'm like, what? Okay, you're hacking now. Okay. And the next thing they want to learn coding. The next thing you know, they do something totally different. They're learning like, I don't know, software testing. I'm like, make up your mind. They get excited about cloud security next or the next trend and they start another course. And then Reddit says you need Security Plus first. They say, oh crap, I need certification. 3 months later, they've sampled everything and mastered nothing. Don't let that be you. All right. Their resume lists 4 directions and screams confusion. Employers read that and move on to the next candidate because they're not sure what you can do for them, right? Choose one path, commit completely and go deep, not wide, all right? If you're not sure, I suggest you choose GRC. And here's why it's the best entry point for most beginners in 2026. Federal investment in compliance creates direct demand for GRC professionals now. There's no coding required. You work with documents, framework, risk assessment, right? Entry level starts 75 to 95K easily with a clear path to 110, 130 plus, 150. We've seen students go even higher. The FISMA Compliance Career Development online course takes you from zero to job ready efficiently. And that is one of the courses that we have on our website. Yeah, not a sales call, but I didn't say there was going to be no shameless plugins, right? So you will get some of that. All right, just like Fate, she had no idea which direction to go. When I actually met her, she didn't have cybersecurity background, right? She didn't know what GRC really entailed or what an ISO was, right? But she committed to one path, followed that roadmap step by step, and built her skills, right? Without chasing multiple directions at once. And now she's a GRC guru, well sought after. Once you have your foundation and chose your path, you're ready for step two. Now, step two is where you earn that one certification that opens doors that matters the most. And I'll be very specific about which one, right? And why everything else can wait at this point in your roadmap. All right. Earn the one certification, in my opinion, not a stack of 10. Please don't do that. I know you get these LinkedIn messages, but don't start stacking certifications just because someone sends you a message, say, hey, I've got the answers. Don't do that. It's just pointless. It's just a waste of money. It's not, you're not making an alphabet soup of credentials, right? Get one, the right one, at the right time for the specific door you need to open. All right. The certification that I want to talk about is the Security Plus. And here's exactly why I chose Security Plus. It clears the applicant tracking system filter on most entry-level position because a human reads your resume, right? Federal law under DOD 8570 requires it for government contractors in security roles, unlocking a market that otherwise would be closed to you. It validates your step one, the foundation, and catches gaps in your self-study, right? Solidifies your foundation. You achieve it's achievable by a complete beginner in 2 to 4 months, and the exam fee is $500. That $500 is a really good return on investment, right? And it opens up, a step forward into your career. Now, I want to make sure people don't think I'm contradicting myself earlier, right? This cert is not going to get you through the hiring manager, but this cert will get you through HR. Okay, so it edges you out, and so I would recommend just take some time and do that, and also solidify your foundation. The mistake though people make after passing Security Plus is they keep chasing more cert. Should I get the CISSP? Should I get CH, CISA, CASP? Meanwhile, they have zero hands-on experience that an employer can verify. Employers reviewing your resume have exactly one question: can this person actually do the work? A long list of certs does not answer that. Proof of hands-on competency does, and that's what we're going to talk about in step 3, people. All right. Get your cert and stop collecting certs. Start building proof, right? And by the way, shameless plug-in, we do have a Security Plus certification on our website, right? It's called Security Plus Fun, right? It helps you pass the exam in 45 days and build job-ready skills at the same time. And we call it fun because I'm a firm believer of not falling asleep every time you want to study. So we have 3D animation explainers, hands-on labs that build real competency, interactive games, full-length practice exam to show you exactly what you need to do before test day, right? All right. Derman is one of our supporters. He came to the website. He was a complete newcomer. He didn't collect every certification before looking for a job. He followed the roadmap, got a clear idea on the skills that he needs to target his target role, and then he built the proof of those skills. He said our program is excellent for newcomers because it's built for people starting exactly where he was. Shout out to Derman. Now you're ready for the step that most people skip entirely, right? We said step 3, right? And this is where most beginners get left behind, where this is the difference maker, where candidates who actually get hired pull away from everyone else. All right. The hands-on confidence that wins interview. This is where confidence is built, folks. This is where interviews are won, where you go from someone who has learned about cybersecurity to someone who can actually demonstrate that they can do it. Most programs, they treat this step as optional, but it's the most important step in the entire roadmap. All right. Hands-on confidence means you can show your work, not just describe it. All right. Not theories from a textbook you struggle to explain under pressure, not certification that prove you studied, right? But that you can execute. Real lab work you can show on screen, describe in details, and define and defend with confidence. Real projects demonstrating the exact skill the employer is hiring for, and a portfolio of evidence that makes the hiring manager decision super easy. All right. Here's some platforms and tools that you can use to build your hands-on skill. Us, pjcourses.com, right? We have structured training with capstone project that mirrors real job task for GRC, security engineering, penetration testing. Try Hack Me is another one, Hack the Box, or you can just build your own home lab, right? And really tinker around. You can do one from scratch at zero cost. All right. Here's what most beginners don't realize about hands-on work. Your lab work counts as experience. It does, right? Completed Try Hack Me learning paths count as experience. Drafting an SSP you wrote, right, for a simulated environment counts as experience, right? A Nessus vulnerability report you produce in your home lab counts, right? An Active Directory you built in VMware to practice defense, that counts. Employers only care whether you can describe the work, defend your decision, and demonstrate the skills. You can learn all of that before you have the official title. All right. The mistake is treating hands-on work as optional once your cert is done. You know, a lot of beginners think they passed an exam and then they polish their resume and their resume is polished and that's enough. They spend weeks, right, tweaking bullets, points instead of building proof, right? Every other candidate also have a cert. And so you're kind of in the rat race there. No one's getting interviews. Um, um, I'm sorry, the ones getting interviewed have something to show when asked to demonstrate their skills. All right. It's important that you complete at least one capstone track before you apply for a single job, right? If you're on the GRC track, the security compliance capstone, that's your first real system authorization and accreditation project that you build from scratch. Security engineering, our capstone has true to life Splunk deployment, vulnerability management, infrastructure projects from home. Document everything as if you're in it for hiring manager. Have visible proof that beats invisible knowledge. All right, now we're ready for the step most people are completely unprepared for, step 4. This is where most training programs leave you on your own and where majority of people who are doing everything else right fall apart. Gain real experience and grow the network that gets you hired, right? This is the step most programs that doesn't exist. They give you and they wish you luck, right? You work in a simulated environment, you get the hands-on. But skills without connections and verifiable experience does not produce offers. Okay? Step 4, bring together skills, proof, relationships. So this is how you can build the experience on your own in parallel, right? Entry adjacent roles, right? You can look for SOC Tier 1 jobs, right? IT help desk, security internship, junior IT positions, right? Those are positions that you can use those hands-on stuff that you had. You can get into bug bounties, right? If pen test is one of the track that you're looking for, right? HackerOne and Bug Crowd let you legally hunt vulnerabilities in real system for payouts. Guess what? That's your sole proprietor company. You can freelance security services. I don't know why people don't take advantage of that. Security awareness training, vulnerability assessment, or compliance. Go to your local businesses. You know, you now have you've done step 1 through 3. You should have enough confidence to be able to do that, right? Open source contribution. YouTube tutorials, security tools, and document on GitHub are visible, public proof employers look for, right? Publish yourself. Master something, create a video about it, right? Be a part of the culture. Inside PGA courses, we have what we call the deja vu method. All right, folks. We've built formal partnership with real businesses that need cybersecurity services but can't afford a full one. So students are placed with these businesses and they apply their real skills to real systems with real challenges. You're doing real work and it goes on your resume. It's real, it's verifiable professional experiences. All right. You're not simulating a job. You're doing one. And I personally vouch for the quality of your work, right? A personal endorsement for someone with a 20-year federal career attached to your resume. The part about the job market that changes everything is this. The roles you see on LinkedIn and Indeed, it's only 20% that nobody inside already wanted. The best roles are filled through relationships, folks, before the job description was ever written. Mass applying means competing with hundreds for the least desirable roles. Building relationships before you need them is how you access the roles that are never posted. Okay? Exactly how do you build these relationships that access the hidden job market? I'll tell you. Connect with cybersecurity recruiters before you need a job, not when you're desperate. You're surprised how true that statement is. Attend conferences like B-Sides, free community run, full of practitioners and hiring managers. Post on LinkedIn every week about what you're learning and building, your experiences. Keep it real. People can tell a fake chat GPT post any day, right? Ask for informational interviews. A 15-minute chat can unlock what 500 applicants want. Like a real information interview, not just, hey, are you guys hiring? Nobody wants to hear that, right? But again, be real. Tap into the problem you're trying to solve. The mistake is believing more applications equals more opportunities, right? Most beginners treat the job search as a number game, right? 200 applications a month, hearing back from two and getting really upset that they're burning time. When 300 people apply to one job role, guess what? An ATS filter by keyword. I'm sorry, an ATS filters by keyword before a human reads the name, right? And if you're like number 50 and below that apply, you can probably forget about it. The survivors aren't the most qualified. They're the ones whose resume matched the keyword pattern. Excuse me. Wait, okay. Even when you're one of the 30 fighting for one phone screen, um, volume is not a strategy, folks. Positioning and relationships are, I can't stress that enough. All right. Build visibility, relationships before you ever need them. Be known in the community before you're actively job hunting. Post, engage, show up. Apply where at least one person already knows your name and has seen your work, right? Build those relationships. This is, start sowing the seeds. One warm connection beats 500 cold application. Build connections first. Now you're ready for the final step, y'all. Step 5. This is where everything you've built across the first 4 steps convert into a specific job offer for a specific role at a specific salary in the track you chose at the beginning. In step 1, target and land that role. Know exactly which role to pursue based on your track. Position yourself with a resume and LinkedIn built around that proof from step 3 and 4. Negotiate your compensation as you walk in, knowing your number first. All right. Your target role and salary ranges by track, folks. Right, security engineer, again, well into the 6-figure range. I think we've discussed that. Employees are paying highest cybersecurity salaries right now. Federal contractors, again, big tech, financial services, healthcare, they're all coming out the pocket to really pay you what we're worth. Federal contractors pay a premium for Security Plus and GRC background because it's a DoD requirement. Remember, your resume is a positioning tool, not a history documentation. Employers, they're reading your resume to answer one question. Can this person do the job? Every bullet should be direct evidence you can do the specific role, right? Use the STAR format: situation, task, action, and what were the results with measurable outcomes, okay? Mirror the exact keyword language from the posting, right? The ATS is keyword matching, all right? For an ISO role, use ISO, FISMA, NIST RMF, SAP, ATO. These are words that they scan for. Okay. And never accept the first offer, people. Please empower yourself and never give a number first. Every employer builds a range into their budget and expect you to negotiate within it. Research your number first. Go to Glassdoor, look the salary levels, .fyi. When asked, give a range. The bottom is your minimum. The top is what you want, right? Negotiate the total package, sign-in bonus, remote flexibility, certs, certification, reimbursement, PTO. People would negotiate in 1 year. Think about it like this. If you get $10,000 to $20,000 more because you spoke up, every 5 years, that's $50,000 to $100,000 left on the table by not asking. So please don't shortchange yourself. Your interview is the final presentation of all the proof you built, right? You want to be able to answer technical questions like symmetric versus asymmetric, right? You get that in step 2 of the roadmap, prioritizing step 1 of the roadmap, and your cert, right? Vulnerabilities, NIST RMF, answered by your training and your lab work. Behavioral questions, a time you identified a risk. Explain a technical issue to a non-technical person. Answer, this should be answered with your capstone and the deja vu method experience. Scenario questions, walk me through an incident response. Your first three A&A steps. These provide, prove that you can think on your feet, all right? The ISO job interview prep course covers every category with sample answers and practice. All right. Here's just a few more testimonials with PJ courses. I was able to develop my technical and analytical cyber skills. My mentor guided me every step of the way, even after finding my job in IT. This is one of our veteran folks, Izenta. Um, and that's a complete roadmap, folks, right? All 5 steps. Okay. Let's take a look at what the roadmap looks like in people's life, right? Um, we talk about Kenley, who studied, right? For SEC Plus, passed, couldn't land the role. Came to see us. We got him back on the roadmap, got the check boxes checked, and he's now a guru and a security engineer. After the roadmap, Ken landed his dream job. Faith, right? Again, came to us with no tech background. We were able to hook her up and get her started. She's now working in GRC and she's slamming it. All right, Darman, you went straight just on the website and really took advantage of our capstone courses and he landed an ISO role. All right. And there's Jennifer. This is just a quote from her. A lot of courses just teach you how to pass the test. This was different. I walked away with skills I actually use every day. Security Plus was just the beginning. This gave me the pad I needed. All right. And then there's Marone. She didn't just want a cybersecurity job. She had a specific company in mind, right? Through the complete 6-month program, she built her technical skills, her network, and her proof through the deja vu method. When the opportunity opened, she wasn't competing against 300 strangers. She was prepared, a prepared candidate with verifiable skills, visible work, and a warm connection inside, right? That's easy, right? Um, you know, um, he's a successful, he's one of a senior leader in his position today, right? The measure of a great program isn't just the result in training. It's whether people are still supported when the hard work of a new career actually begins. Okay, and that's what we do. We don't just leave you behind, right? We have a community, right, that supports you before, during, and after. All right. All right. So in the last hour, guys, I know it's been a lot, right? Let's see what we covered. We covered that we've established that cybersecurity market is the strongest opportunity for career changers. We established that AI is creating more cybersecurity jobs. We talked about certification first approach keeps people stuck. We talked about a complete 5 steps. I gave you guys the whole breakdown from 0 to 100K career. You talk about how to build verifiable experience before the title through the deja vu method. We talked about how to access 80% of the role filled through relationships. We talk about how to negotiate your first offer, and we've definitely showed you guys real stories from real people. You now have more, I hope you have more clarity than the vast majority of people who have researched this for years. Stick with it. Don't veer off, and you'll be just fine. Now, let's talk about how we actually help people implement this, right? Again, the information you received tonight, guys, is valuable. It's real, okay? There's no fluff in it. It's really solid information. But information without implementation does not change careers, right? Now, if you're ready to follow through, I do have something to share, right? The complete system I just mentioned, every tool, course, resource, and framework, you need to go from where you are to a 100 career. Before I show you this, I want to know who's serious, right? If you're still with me, please drop ready in the chat if you really want to see it. All right, Hayes. All right, Diamond's ready. Where's my guy? Gerald. You still with us? Nice. Been ready. All right, Diffusia. Awesome, awesome. All right. Now, before I do show you all this, I want to be completely transparent. I see you, Gerald. This is not for everyone, right? If you want a shortcut to $100,000 without genuine effort, this is not it. If you want to follow a proven plan when it gets challenging, if you won't follow, excuse me, a proven plan when it gets challenging, this is not going to serve you. If you collect programs without implementing them, this is another expense that changes nothing. And I'm not trying to be harsh, people, because my goal is result. We are very result driven. I don't like taking funds from my community that does not serve them. And the result only comes from people who do the work. All right. Now, if you're someone that's genuinely ready to do this, you're tired of the circles and ready for a clear, structured path forward. You understand a $100,000 career requires real commitment, and you're prepared to make that. You've been sitting on this decision long enough, and you're ready for tonight to be your night. Um, and you want a system that's already worked for thousands of people instead of trying to figure this out. Then what I'm about to show you guys was built specifically for you. Okay. Now, we've packaged everything you've learned tonight into one complete system. The 5-step, every course, tool, resource for each step. The deja vu method, real world hands-on experience. Okay. The higher pathway, the reverse application system, building those relationships. Not just clicking, but actually click and apply, right? Everything in one place, starting from day one of your membership, guys. And that is the PJ Courses All Access Pass. All right. This is the only structured pathway in cybersecurity that combines specialized skills training with real world experience and the complete hiring system in one place. And access to me and my staff, right? You get exclusive inside webinars, right? You get access that people just don't get in general, that's not free to the public, where we literally have conversations like we having today, right? Not just courses. It's a complete career engine designed to produce one outcome. You hired earning 6 figures in 9 to 12 months. All right. The All Access Pass gives you the entire PGA Courses library. Every course is structured in the sequence that builds towards your chosen role, not random information to figure it out yourself. For every stack, whether you're doing GRC, security engineer, or you want to be a pen tester, there's a complete path from foundational knowledge through advanced competency to job ready proof. And here's every course included, guys. Just kind of go over a few. Fundamentals of IT, get your foundation ready. All right. FISMA compliance, right? This is again first one ever, high rated. Thousands of people have taken this course. The Security Plus Fund course, right? With a 3D explainer, 45 days. You follow my process, you're getting your certification in 45 days. And we come with games and quizzes because I like to have fun. I don't know about y'all. Everything doesn't have to be boring books, textbooks. We have security engineering, right? You're gonna learn Splunk, Wireshark, Nessus, learn OSI models, pen testing, learn how to use Kali Linux, Nmap, things like that. And hack wireless tools. And that lab we mentioned, you can actually build out your lab as well. Okay. Security compliance capstone, as I mentioned, we're going to show you how to actually obtain, those projects on your own and give you the proper guidance of how to do that, the nitty-gritty details. If it's security engineering, we're going to show you how to do that as well. How do you get those hands-on experiences, right? And we have special webinars that are not accessible anywhere else, whether it's job interview. You're going for ISO job, we actually interview people live on these webinars. We have an opportunity to jump on and take advantage of those interview training. Job training webinar series, ISO edition, right? We teach you the different techniques. If you don't know these words, you'll know them once you go through the FISMA course. All right, job training webinar, the SCA edition, right? We even talk about how to analyze a vulnerability report, right? We talk about NIST AI RMF. How is the federal government framework in AI, right? So this is one of the very few courses that are out there in the world. Career development. Again, this is the package that walks you through how to get your career in, whether you want to be a SOC analyst, whether you want to be GRC, whether you want to be a pen tester, we have all of these things included for you guys. All right. And we're not charging you guys really what it's worth, right? We're really charging for $300 a month. You get monthly access to our website. You have monthly access to live webinars, a community that is about pushing and uplifting each other and getting you there and holding you accountable. We have a big brother attitude in our community to push each other. We're our circle, push each other for the best, to become better. All right. I want you all to also think about the opportunity cost. What does it cost you to stay exactly where you are, right? 12 months without a plan. Excuse me. Let's say, you know, sorry guys. The monthly, well, yeah. So I guess the point I'm trying to make, guys, sorry, it's been a long day. I need to drink a little bit of water. What I'm trying to say is think about what it's going to cost you. So if you're making what, $60,000 a year, and you could be making $120,000 a year, right? Every month, it's literally money out of your pocket. So please think about it from that perspective, right? I get it. This is a fork in the road, right? There are three directions you can go from here tonight, right? And here's what each one looks like 12 months from now. You do nothing and keep going the way you've been going. 12 months from now, you're in the same position, same job, same salary, same frustration. The field keeps going around you. 500,000 positions stay on field while you waited for the timing to feel right. You tell yourself you'll start again next year, but next year, the barrier is higher. The market is more competitive. AI has evolved. You've lost another year of compounding growth, right? If that outcome is acceptable to you, I hope not. Okay? Another option, you try to figure out on your own without a roadmap, right? This is the path I walked before I built the system, right? Years of trials and error, thousands spent on courses and certs that produced knowledge but not offers, months of applications that went nowhere, the slope of confidence that comes from real effort without real results. Eventually, you might get there. We must spend 3 years wondering and end up exactly where you still are today, right? And I respect anyone that chooses this path. I walked it, right? It was rough, but I built the roadmap so nobody who finds this program ever has to. All right. Third option, you grab the link in the chat and start the roadmap tonight. Okay. 12 months from now, you're in a completely different chapter of your life. You follow the proven system. You build real experience through the deja vu method before you needed the title. You build relationships, a higher pathway. You walked into the interview prepared for every question. And you're now a cybersecurity professional earning 100K plus. You're working from home, providing for your family, doing the work you're proud of, and that the world genuinely needs. That version of your life is available to you, and the link's in the chat, folks. I think is Jamal on the call? I think Jamal's probably gonna post it. I could be wrong. Or Jamal, am I posting it? I'm not sure. Oh, Jamal's not there. Okay. All right. Jamie, do you have the all access pass link? I know Jamie's there. Oh, okay. You're dropping my widget, my calendar. And yes, if you just want to sit down and kind of go through it all as well, right? Kind of want to say, okay, what path is really right for me? Is this really the path for me? You have questions. You just want one-on-one. We are available. So there's a link for my calendar there, folks. Feel free to hop on. I just ask that when we do meet, please don't be on your phone. Be on a computer because that's where I'll be, right? Have your computer ready to take notes, and we'll walk down your path. We'll really figure out what's happening and what the right product is for you. But if you see the three options here and you're like, okay, I know which one I want to go for, um, do that as well, or do both. Okay. All right. All right. So again, I want to remind everybody about the different types of cybersecurity fields, right? What does life look like as a security professional? As an ISO, we're writing, reviewing documentation. You gotta like to read and analyze documentation. managing authorization packages, right? Um, so work, right? And, analyzing security scans. A GRC analyst is zoomed in on just those documentation, vendor reviews, advising leadership, strategic communication that values clear thinking over hacking skills. If you want to do security engineering, you're monitoring dashboard, you're analyzing logs, tuning detection, responding to alerts, right? It's technical, it's focused, intellectually engaging, all right? Pen testers, you're planning authorized test, right? Writing findings, advising on fixes, creative. You're challenging. You like a good challenge because you have to try to break into things, right? And non-required night. Well, the GRC one and ISO do not require nights and weekend, right? Pen testers are more of a freelancers, right? Security engineer, you might do a few maintenance weekend because your system needs updates, right? Um, but most of them do offer remote or hybrid, and they all pay with well within six figures and beyond within a few years. Want to remind you all, this is not just about money. It's about who you become, right? You become the person in your family who has it all, who figured it out, the one who looked at a that felt intimidating and broke through anyways, right? The one whose kids grow up watching their parents build a career they are proud of, the one doing the work that genuinely matters, protecting system, hospital, agencies, and companies rely on. You don't just earn more, you step into a professional identity that's respected, in demand, and built for the long term. All right. All right, folks, grab the link and um, let me answer the questions that I get most often. Okay. Some people will ask, um, I'm sorry, we'll open up the floor for a Q&A in a second. The link for the all access pass is in the chat, by the way. Yes, it is. Oh, and I'm sorry, you could also get a discount if you buy a year subscription rather than pay monthly. All right, so again, questions I hear most often, will AI take jobs? I think we all can agree it's an emphatic no, right? It is not happening. They need us to manage those AI systems, right? I have no tech background. Is this really for someone like me? Absolutely. Yes, that's the entire point of our roadmap, right? Faith has your background in IT. Dermont, no prior experience, right? This program starts at the absolute beginning and exists for exactly this, right? We cater to beginners, right? Your current background is not a barrier, right? It's the starting point this program was designed for, right? Should I go monthly or annual? Well, if you do monthly, it's $300, right? So you do save a significant amount of money if you commit for a year. Um, you're gonna need it anyway, so I do recommend that you guys do apply for the 1 year. All right. I work full time. Can I do this alongside my job? Yes. Most students who go through this program are full-time workers. They have children. All courses are on demand, right? Learn at 6 a.m. on lunch after the kids are asleep, right? The heights of great men, right? So Saturday morning, right? You can make the time if this is truly important. Um, a lot of the stuff we do are online, right? So there's no live sessions that you need to attend unless you choose to, right? Minimum effective commitment, do 1 or 2 hours per day, 5 days per week, at the pace that move through the roadmap. And that's the pace that moves through within 9 to 12 months. You don't need to quit your job or sacrifice your weekends for a year. That's exactly what the students I showed you tonight did. Okay. What if I get stuck or I'm not sure this is the right track? Getting stuck is the normal part of learning anything genuinely new, right? This roadmap is designed to minimize it by giving you a clear sequence with a clear purpose at every single step, right? There's always someone on standby in case you feel lost in your roadmap. That's always able to kind of get you back on track. When you know what you're learning and exactly why, the ambiguity that makes most people stop disappears. And if you do hit a wall, our community and my training resources gives you a place to get unstuck, right? People who follow a roadmap don't fail because of the material. I can promise you that. They succeed because it's structured around one outcome. You getting hired and earning those six figures. Right? So when you click the link in the chat, you choose your access option, right? Whether it's per month or annually, complete this simple checkout in under 2 minutes, get immediate access to every course, and I will be reaching out to you to welcome you to the program and just kind of have an idea of which track you're trying to go through and be able to work with you and put together the perfect package that's going to get you there, right? Follow the roadmap and sequence from the starting point. Now let's go to live Q&A. All right. You can drop your question in the chat or you can ask me anything. Just turn off, unmute your mic, and I am all here for you all. Any questions, comments, concerns? All right. All right. Diamond says, I fell into the study trap. I really don't want to get any more certs. I just got my PMP. Congratulations. And you have the Sec Plus. I want GRC. It's always been my goal. Should I just focus on one framework and build projects around that? It just seems like so much to learn, and I'm currently looking for a higher paying role after being laid off from my IT job. Can you give me any advice? I think you have the right idea. No more certs. PMP and a Sec Plus, I think you're there. I know you're there. Absolutely. If GRC is your goal, yes. Focus on one framework. It does not help you to focus on multiple frameworks. Pick one, right? The one that we choose in our organization is Risk Management Framework, FISMA, NIST, right? The federal government compliance requirements. There are other frameworks, but yeah, definitely pick one. Please don't be too indecisive there, right? And dig in, right? Dig in for sure. We have a course on there that would definitely teach you everything. It's high rated, so I strongly recommend it if FISMA is the one that you choose. Um, yeah, and it looks like you already have IT experience. So yeah, you're in a perfect spot. I think you just have to get that specialization. You got step one down. You crushed step two, right? It looks like you just need to start right at step three. So your roadmap should be a lot shorter than most people. It looks like you've already sown the right seeds there, Diamond. Hopefully that was helpful. Okay. All right. All right. Yes, thank you. My admin just mentioned that we do have a mentorship program option, right? So everything with the all access pass is on demand where you can learn. That $300 a month will get you, to be a self-starter with the right guidance, right? We're going to give you all the steps that you need, right? Now, if you are looking to come on board, where we actually present you as an intern with real companies where you are getting those real experiences, right? That is our career academy, right? And that is a shortened 5 month program, right? And so because you're getting that concierge service, you're going to have a subject matter expert, a scrum master working with you. You're going to have a job coach working with you every step of the way, right? We literally have a 5 hour call weekly, right? And you need to put in another 5 hours to do your deliverables. You're going to be able to push buttons that might shut down an entire company, right? It's that real of job that you're going to do. So if that is something, if you're saying to yourself, okay, I don't want to be on this autopilot where I'm given the roadmap and I do want that live concierge service of getting this career and really putting my career on steroids and really zooming in and going after it and becoming a superstar in GRC specifically, being an ISO, then absolutely please, my calendar link is right up there. Click that link and get on my calendar. And I don't just want to say everybody can get in. We need to sit down and talk and make sure it's the right fit for you, right? And you are the right fit for the program because I do want to make sure that you're ready, you're in the right space, you have the time, you're committed because it does have a decent cost to it. It's not the $300 a month. It does have a decent cost to it. So I want to make sure it's the right fit for you. Okay. If anybody have any questions about that, I'm more than happy to talk with you. Okay. All right. Great questions. Any other questions, folks? Feel free to get on the mic or put in the chat. How you feeling, Gerald? Is this something you want to do? The fuchsia? You say you've been ready.
Yes, hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Edmund.
Edmund, okay. I saw the fuchsia, so hi
Yes,
Edmund.
hi. I've been trying to bring it to the field for like a couple years now.
Hmm.
Security Plus certified and
Okay,
CR SSP candidate. I
okay,
have a private law background. I've been lawyer before, and I'm in operation field right now, and I have a interview scheduled for a week now. GRC,
okay,
GRC. Yeah, and I'm a student in Udemy, like,
okay.
parallel. So I just want to know what
Awesome.
was yeah, what was it, what this program, right? What's the difference between this program here, this, if I, let's say, if I want to, register for this program, what would be the difference between this program and the course, like you taught in Udemy platform? What would be the difference?
Yeah, yeah. Major difference. So on the Udemy platform, it's the foundation, right? I'm teaching you the science behind it. Teach you RMF step 1 through 6, right? You learn the science, the foundation. That's step 1 of the roadmap. Okay. The difference here is we're taking you from there to, okay, now how do you apply it, right? What are the things that you need to have? What are the skills outside of RMF that you should have, right? We're going through specifically ISO interviews, right? One of the videos on our website, we actually sit down with an ISO, we go through elevated speech, right? Right. What are the steps? What are the things that you ought to do, right? We teach you how to apply, how to position yourself. Excuse me, not even apply, right? How to build those relationships to get the job, right? So you can actually be more effective, right? In getting the job. So that's I don't know if this is coming out clear to you in terms of the value and what you're gaining, Edwin.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So it's a complete package. Is you're not getting lost, right? You're not just I mean, that course on Udemy certainly teaches you the concept. But now, like I said, you can keep a concept and you can know it, and companies might need you, but if you don't know how to apply it, then you're kind of just wasting time. You're just wasting time. Right. So for example, if you were to come to our career academy, Edwin, that interview that you're going to, right? We would have had a mock interview with you, right? We probably would have had, and then you would have had some homework on what to fix in the mock interview. Come back, fix it again, and guess what? When you actually have the real interview, it feels like in there already. You've had those questions already, so you're edging yourself out versus someone that's just kind of, aiming in the dark, trying to get through that interview process. You won't be alone. You'll have a community and a team behind you.
Okay, thank you. So, is the program like built to help like students who are going through like interview like me? Because this is going to be my second. I had my first interview in
Hmm.
April. I
Okay.
Yeah, I passed I was like through all the steps till the final, and I think
Oh,
another
wow.
candidate was preferred. And
Okay. Okay.
yeah, this is my second one. I think it's going to be in a week or so. So
Okay.
you also like have a program to prepare like a candidate for the interview?
Yes, absolutely. So getting the all access pass, again, we definitely have an interview portion. So you're jumping right into step 5, right? Where you're looking at interviews, I'm sorry, step 4, where you're learning how to interview and how to go through that. So yeah, those videos are gonna help you. Where we have webinars, right? Our community get to dictate, hey, I'd like to see this webinar. Can you teach us how to do this? So we do it for the community. We produce those lessons for you guys, right? So that's one option with the all access pass. Now, again, if you want the concierge service where you have mentorship, where you bring to your job coach, right, the interview, right? We're gonna actually do the one-on-one with and make sure that you have the best chance of being successful at that upcoming interview. I hope that's came out clear. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Thank you.
You bet. My pleasure. Any other questions from the team? All right, Hayes. Have a good night.
I have one here.
Hey, John.
Oh, can I make a call? Sorry? I'll make a call here quick. Oh yeah, sure. Do your thing. Hey, thank you so much for this session. I'm kind of a little bit late. My question is,
Okay.
the job market and everything. You know, like it's the we some of us we went through this training and it's hard for us to secure a job. With the job market right now, uh, how do you see the future? I'm not saying that anything is guaranteed, but how do you see the future now?
The future's bright, John. The future's bright. I mean, AI is going to bring so much job to us, right? I mean, it already is, right? And that's one thing we don't with our community. We don't pretend AI doesn't exist, right? So you guys are gonna get the benefit of all the latest cybersecurity applications to AI technology. So, but to answer your question, the future's bright, man. The future's bright. Despite what people say with the current administration and the job cutbacks, first of all, those jobs are coming back. And second of all, there's still a huge spend into the cybersecurity budget. They're not allocating those money. They're not planning to hire more people. If you go on the websites are not lying, right? You can check them out. Go to Indeed, go to Dice's, look up ISO positions. It's still there. The demand is still there. Um, you just have to position yourself. You just have to make sure that you are not running the rat race. Apply, 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 apply. Half of them are not even real jobs, and 25 more percent they already know who they want to hire anyways, right? They just need to post it to meet compliance, right? So how do you not run the rat race, and how do you apply through relationships? That's the key. Hope
And
hope that was helpful.
yeah, the second one is, when you apply for this government job, right? They ask if you have a security clearance, public stuff like that. First of all, do you
Hmm.
guys program experience? And second of all, how do you answer that question if you claim that you've been there in the field, right? When they ask, do you have any of those clearance, at least the public trust? How do you maneuver around that? Because by you saying
Hmm.
no, it doesn't look good if you be in the field. And by you saying yes, what about if they want to transfer the this
Right.
clearance to different
Yeah. So
the one department?
you definitely came in late, John, because we
Oh, okay.
definitely went over that, right? How do
Did you
you?
record that? Did you record the session? Probably.
Yes, we did. We did cover that,
Oh,
except for the first question. I'm gonna get to that in a second, but yeah,
okay.
people keep thinking you need permission to have a job title. You don't, right? And so if once you go back through the recording, you'll see that you actually don't. You need to just um you need experience. But you don't need the DoD, you don't need OPM, you don't need USDA to hire you before you can get those experience. You can build your experience on your own, right? And a lot of people they don't feel like they're empowered to do so, right? Now, when you come to our website, we'll certainly show you how, right? We'll certainly work with you, right? We have real companies that you can actually work for with verifiable experience that I will personally sign off on. I've covered many several background investigations with top secret before, so that's not an issue. There's always ways around that. Um, Clearance, yes. Is clearance a obstacle? Yes, right. There will be jobs where they say you need to have this clearance ahead of time. Does that stop? Should that stop you from applying? Absolutely not. Still apply, right? If they see that you're valuable enough, they will sponsor you for those clearances, right? I've seen that happen many times again, over again. I've been doing this for a while now, right? There's some that say, oh no, you have to have a clearance, right? But don't let that discourage you. I've seen people without degrees, people without even certifications, people without clearances get picked up. So it's still there. The big question is, are you positioning yourself? If you're just clicking apply, 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 then yeah, of course, you're not going to get through. But if you're building the right relationships, you will. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, but a little bit. But what about like if you claim that you've been in the government or you work through those RMF job, at least you need public trust, right? Or am I mistaken? So not, I mean, some people they can do this without or they can have interim clearance and you can claim that you have an interim clearance or well, how do you answer that question? No, I don't have it. I don't have it. If you take me, you
No,
take me.
yeah, if you don't have a clearance, don't. Don't say that you do. You're just that's just
Of
a
course,
waste of everybody's time.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, of
that's a
course.
waste of everybody's time.
Okay,
Yeah, if you
all
don't have
right.
a clearance, don't say you do. Yeah. If you don't have the experience in a particular field, don't say you do either. Right? You're just wasting everybody's time. You want to go somewhere where you feel comfortable and you're confident that you can do the job.
All right. Thank
Okay?
you so much. Yeah.
My pleasure. All right. Any other questions? Love the energy, guys. Keep it up. All right, all right. All right, folks, before we wrap up, I do want to leave you with this. All right. You obviously dialed in tonight because something in your current situation is not adding up, right? I get it, right? The work isn't paying what it should, right? The life you imagine hasn't showed up yet. And somewhere you've known for a while that cybersecurity might be the answer. And tonight, I hope that I've showed you what that is. The opportunity is real. The data is clear. The roadmap is proven. 8,000 plus students have walked this path, right? Um, they're earning six figures, right? The only variable separating them from the people who didn't make the decision, the ticket is the decision to start and to put in the work, right? Tonight to start, folks. The link's in the chat. We'll see you on the inside. Okay. All right. So with that said, last call. Any more questions? All right, folks. Appreciate you all dialing in. Hopefully this was valuable time for you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.